Hi, and welcome to the first installment of the weekly salmon fishing update series for 2022. It's an exciting time of year here in Idaho, with many Chinook salmon seasons just around the corner and many areas of the state opening up this coming weekend. During this first video installment, I'll be providing information about the seasons and rules, and I'll also cover some tips on places you can visit on the IDFG website to find useful information to plan your upcoming trips. In future videos, I'll be covering information related to dam counts, hatchery returns, as well as harvest information, and we'll also be covering any changes to the existing seasons and rules structure. With this information, you'll be able to better plan your trips and be more successful on the water. That's it for this week's introduction. Let's get to the report. This weekly salmon fishing update contains information for the Chinook salmon fisheries that will be opening on the Main Stem Clearwater River, the Middle Fork Clearwater River, the South Fork Clearwater River, the North Fork Clearwater River, the Lower Salmon River, the Little Salmon River, and the Snake River. Any areas not mentioned in this weekly salmon fishing update remain closed to fishing for Chinook salmon. The Main Stem Clearwater River, the South Fork Clearwater River, and the Middle Fork Clearwater River will open to Chinook salmon fishing on Saturday, April 23rd. Fishing will be allowed 7 days per week. Fishing hours are from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Time. The daily bag limit is 4 salmon, only one of which may be an adult, and the possession limit is 12 salmon, only 3 of which may be adults. The Main Stem Clearwater River will be open from the railroad bridge at Lewiston, upstream to the confluence of the Middle Fork and South Fork Clearwater Rivers. The South Fork Clearwater River will be open from the mouth upstream to the confluence of the American and Red Rivers. And the Middle Fork Clearwater River will be open from the mouth upstream to the confluence of the Selway and Locksaw Rivers. The North Fork Clearwater River will open to Chinook salmon fishing on Saturday, April 23rd. Fishing will be allowed 4 days per week, Thursday through Sunday. Fishing hours are from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Time, and the daily bag limit is 4 salmon, only one of which may be an adult. The possession limit is 12 salmon, only 3 of which may be adults. The North Fork Clearwater River will be open from the mouth upstream to Dvorak Dam. The Lower Salmon River and the Little Salmon River will open to Chinook salmon fishing on Saturday, April 23rd. Fishing will be allowed 7 days per week. Fishing hours are from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Mountain Time or 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific Time. The daily bag limit is 4 salmon, only 2 of which may be adults, and the possession limit is 12 salmon, only 6 of which may be adults. The Lower Salmon River will be open from the Rice Creek Bridge upstream to the uppermost boat ramp at Vinegar Creek. The Little Salmon River will be open from the mouth upstream to the U.S. Highway 95 bridge near Smoky Boulder Road. Lastly, the Snake River will open on Saturday, April 23rd. Fishing will be allowed 7 days per week, and fishing hours are from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Mountain Time. The daily bag limit is 4 salmon, only one of which may be an adult, and the possession limit is 12 salmon, only 3 of which may be adults. The Snake River will be open from the Dug Bar boat ramp upstream to Hells Canyon Dam. Now that we've covered the seasons and rules information for the upcoming fisheries, I wanted to share with you the location where you can find more information to help you plan your trip. The Idaho Fish and Game website is a great resource for anglers and holds a wealth of information related to Chinook salmon fishing. If you click the word fishing in the ribbon at the top of the IDFG website, a drop-down menu will appear. Located within this drop-down list are several links related to Chinook salmon fishing. If you click on the top link, you'll be taken to the Chinook salmon fishing main page. On the left side of this page are several links related to Chinook salmon fishing, including links to the seasons and rules, harvest reports, dam counts, hatchery returns, and other links such as salmon identification and angler etiquette. I encourage you to check these links out throughout the season as they provide useful information for trip planning purposes. I'll also be using several of these links in my weekly salmon updates. Now that you're acquainted with the IDFG website, I wanted to provide some specific information related to this year's run. Although the seasons are opening up this coming Saturday, it's still very early in the Chinook run, and fish are just starting to pass Bonneville Dam in measurable numbers. This is a screenshot of the dam counts page on the IDFG website, and there's a lot of information here that you can use to plan your trips. You'll see at the top is a table that contains information for fish passage at Bonneville Dam and at Lower Granite Dam. As of April 20th, there were a total of 2,933 adult salmon that had crossed Bonneville Dam, which is over twice as many as we saw at this time of year last year, and over 3 times the 5-year average. As I mentioned, things are very early in the run, but this is encouraging news to see these kinds of numbers this early. At Lower Granite Dam, things are much earlier, and we've only seen a total of 56 fish that have crossed Lower Granite Dam so far this year. We expect these numbers to increase dramatically over the next couple of weeks, and we'll start to have a better feel of what the strength of this run is going to be this year. Taking a closer look at the figures from the previous slides, we have the same adult count information at Bonneville and Lower Granite Dam in a graphical form. On this figure, the y-axis shows the adult count by day down at Bonneville and Lower Granite Dam, and we have the dates along the x-axis. The black line represents this year's run, 2022. The gray line represents the 2021 run, and we also have the average of the last 5 years shown in the black dashed line. This will give you some perspective on how this year's run is comparing to last year's as well as the previous 5-year average. As you can see, we're at about the 20th of April, and this line down at Bonneville Dam is just starting to go up. We expect within the next couple of weeks for this to increase dramatically and see some of our biggest counts that we'll see for the season down at Bonneville Dam. Over at Lower Granite, you can see this black line is just barely coming off the bottom axis because we're only seeing counts at Granite in the single or low double digits. As you can see, we would expect counts at Lower Granite Dam to increase dramatically during about the first week of May. We'll keep an eye on these and keep them up to date, and I'll review these each week during the weekly salmon updates to keep you up to speed on what's happening at Bonneville and Lower Granite. Well, that's it for the first weekly salmon update of 2022. I hope you all have a great season, respect your fellow anglers, and have a good time. If you're one of those heading out for the first couple days of the 2022 season, I wish you the best of luck.